Got it. Now we're live. That's so annoying. Okay, we're live. Hi, YouTube. I've only started the stream 30-40 minutes ago. And I apparently did not set it up correctly for YouTube, so I had fixed it now, and now we're live. Okay. I've been seeing so many cool devlogs lately, and I just want to watch all of them, and I just don't have time right now. I need to start adding I need to make a playlist of just like devlogs I need to get caught up with. Oh my god, I just got an important email. Sorry, hang on. I need to not be on this page, I guess. Okay, good to know. So a little while ago, we did a game jam for the Unlikely Collaborators Game Jam. We participated and we got second place and won $5,000, which was a good chunk of money. Also, hi, Tomatoes. Did I already say hi to you? I think I did. I don't know. A hi again. And yeah, no problem, Serial. Hopefully that answered all your questions, and I've motivated you to do some more press work on your game, or not press work, some more promotion for your game to start getting it out there, because it probably deserves it already and you don't realize it. Anyway, yeah, so while it's not a devlog, this could be interesting to you. What is it? Tell me before I click the link. Anyway, so yeah, we got second place, and there was like a caveat to enter the jam that you had to basically reach out to them and ask permission before you published the game or did anything further with it beyond the releasing for the jam. And we really liked the game that came out of it, and we were really proud of it, and I still am. It's one of my favorite games I've probably ever worked on, like up there in like the top 2 or 3 maybe. And I'm really excited about it, and so I want to expand it a little bit. I just want to add a little bit more to it, just so it's a little more robust, and add a ton more dialogue to it, and make it a little more just viable for like a longer term release. And then we're thinking about just dropping it on Steam for like $5. So yeah, I think it's well worth the money. I think it's a cool little game, and it's a fun little story, and it's something cool to do. So we'll probably be announcing that here soon. So we reached out to them anyway to see if they wanted to partner up and like help publish the game or whatever, and they reached back out and said that they were just been busy, and so they're not really interested in doing that. So that's fine. I've been asking for literally since end of March, when the jam concluded, and then I followed up like 4 times. This is my 4th follow-up, and I was like a little snarky this time, and I was like, hey, I feel like I've done my due diligence here and you're just ignoring me, so we're gonna move on and publish the game by ourselves. Thanks, bye. So that's probably why they don't want to work with me now, because I was kind of an asshole. But like, if you're gonna ignore someone for like 2 months, then I don't know what to expect. It's a video discussing mechanics in repo, how the AI works, etc. In repo, what is repo? Players can influence the AI's behavior, etc., based on what they do. I think that's where I'm lacking is my devlogs. Yeah, I don't think everyone needs devlogs. Personally, I don't know. I think devlogs take a lot of work to make, and they take a lot of your development time. Take a lot away from your development time. So it's really, I don't know. I think, I don't know. It really depends on the game, I think. That's not what I want. Get save data. That's what I want. And set member. Now we clean. This is where like traditional programmers probably can't stand Unreal Engine, or at least blueprints. Because after I type in all the code I need, then I have to sit and clean it all up. I feel like it's probably like a wash though, you know, like I only have to type in like the first few lines or first like 3 words, if that, of each node, and then I just drop it in, but then I have to take like 3 more seconds to like clean it up and organize it. There are plugins actually that like you just press a key and like whatever graph you're in just like auto like organizes, and I'm kind of tempted to try one and see if I can get used to that organization style and see if it works well enough, because that might save me like, you know, 20 minutes of like organization at every work session. But I also know that some of those don't work super well, and then you end up with like a giant mess and you have to sit and untangle it for 20 minutes too. So there's that. Okay, we're looking for last opened inventory, and that goes here, and then we need to save the game. So save game. And we don't care about a quick save at that point. We'll just do a save so it'll queue up. Okay, now we go back into here and we call not save game. We call this update last open tab here. I wonder, you know what? Hold on. What if we just do this in update filter? Yeah, let's do this. Because then, oh no, wait, is this different? That's annoying. We should have done this on like BPFL or something probably. Let's cut this and let's go in here and paste it. Uh-oh. Paste function. There we go. And the save game is broken for some reason. Should just be able to do this though. There we go. Okay, other than that, everything should just work. Save. Brendan, thanks so much for the reset, man. 51 months, jeez. What's up, Animosity? Welcome in. Things are lacking. Repo is a recently made horror game. Think Among Us or Lethal Company. Oh, okay. Is Repo the one with like the really cute like first person character art? Nope. What's the one I'm thinking of? Like, what is the deal with these games? Like, do we just need to make one of these games? Is that the deal? Is that what we need to do? They just, I'm not saying that they're all like super easy to make. I'm sure this took a while to make, but they just do so well, and they're just clones of each other, aren't they? Lethal Company is not what I'm thinking of either. No. Lethal Company actually looks really cool. The problem is like I just think like the creature designs are just like so janky. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. It's just like this like. I just feel like it's like Roblox level, like jank creatures. I don't know. I think it's because of the co-op makes them more fun with friends. Yeah, I think co-op is a big deal. I think you need. This is what I think it is. I think the reason those games are successful is because of co-op viral moments, where you and your friends are like sabotaging each other or screwing each other over in some way, even if it's unintentionally, and everyone is screaming about it. If you can create like gameplay experiences where all of your friends are screaming at the same time for some reason, and that happens every single time you play the game, you have created a viral hit. I think that's all there is to it. Maybe we should do a game jam sometime, and like that's like our goal is like, how do we make a game where you like no matter what, like every time you play you're like yelling at your friends about something, not in a bad way. That like Overcooked already exists. We don't need that. We need something where like, yeah, like I don't know, I just think I think there's like a adrenaline level to it, you know, because you're usually like screaming because something terrible is about to happen, and I think horror really lends to that a lot. Go new background, new room. Not new room, but my desk used to be underneath of that board behind me. It used to be underneath that thing back there, facing the wall. And so the rest of the room that I'm looking at now is like my daughter's old dollhouse, which she's probably ready to get rid of here soon. And Quinn's toys, and then also Abby's desk was in here, and we just moved that. So now me and Jan have moved our desks from that wall and flipped them around, and now they're like kind of in the middle of the room, but like parallel with each other, not parallel, adjacent to each other. But yeah, so the point was I wanted to get rid of the green screen, not necessarily get rid of it. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to just keep streaming with the green screen because I think it works better with setup because I'm not blocking any of the development section. And I feel like some people just come here to see how I make games and stuff, you know, and they want to like see what I'm clicking and things. So I feel like I'm doing a disservice by like having a big background that you can't see through. So I'm probably gonna keep the green screen. I think I'm gonna buy like one of those like curtain track things like for the ceiling that you like put up here, and then I'm gonna like install that and then set the green screen on that so I can just like slide it over, which would save me a lot of effort, time and energy, and then I can just move it when I want to do like a YouTube video and have a background. So I don't know. I'm still kind of up in the air about it. I'm not really sure how we're gonna do the background yet, but for now I don't have my green screen set up, so I'm just streaming. I'm just screaming and streaming without it. Not gonna lie, seeing how you use ChatGPT was revolutionary for me in coding. Really? How I use ChatGPT? Did I showcase that? Yeah, I use it. Maybe I should do a video on that, on like how to use ChatGPT in a way that isn't just like using like just copying code. You ever thought to use it like that? Yeah, I just use it as like just to get ideas. Here's what I think this is what happened. I had a really good friend that I am no longer in contact with anymore because I feel like they changed a lot and there was a lot of issues, and I'm not going to talk bad about them because I don't know. But for like a long time I was like really missing them because that was like my go-to like chat. Like every morning I wake up and be like, hey, how's your day going or whatever, because he's in a time zone further than me, so it was like he already had half his day done by the time I woke up. And so like, and we chat like every single day about all kinds of stuff, and he was going through his dev journey and I'm going through my dev journey, so we were talking about that all the time, and then I'd help him with dev stuff because I was a little further ahead than him because I get to do this full time and he doesn't. And so yeah, like we're really good friends for a long time, like since like 2006 or 7 or something like that when we met. And we met through like an RPG Maker forum. So anyway, it really sucked when like kind of we had a falling out and it doesn't work anymore, and so we haven't talked in like, now it's been almost 2 years. And I tried to reach out and like make amends, and yeah, he couldn't forget or forgive. And so it immediately turned back into like him criticizing and like tearing me down kind of. And so, which is fine. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, enough personal stuff. The point is, around that time when I like stopped talking to him, I feel like I didn't have like anyone to talk to anymore. I don't like have a best friend anymore. And that kind of sucks. And so I just go to Jana, and I realized like that really wasn't working either for like dev related stuff, because she's just not into the dev side of things as much as I am. She likes running businesses, she likes doing that stuff in community management, and she likes the design stuff a little bit, but not so much like the development stuff. And so I just get bored. So I started like just talking to GPT about it, not like trying to replace a friendship or whatever, but I was like, I used to just talk to my friend about like, hey, I came up with this cool idea for how to like handle this blueprint system or whatever. And so I started doing that with GPT, where I was like how, like, but I was more like, I knew that it's like supposed to be an assistant, so I was sort of like asking it for advice. Like I was like, hey, what if I did this thing or use this method to like build an item system, or what if I use Steam's inventory API to like manage an entire, like your whole inventory in a game. So like your whole, like in an RPG or something, the whole game was run through this inventory or whatever. And like I was like, this is actually pretty cool because I can just brainstorm like how to like build things. And then I realized, because I tried before like asking it how to do like blueprint stuff, and it just doesn't do a good job. So I just thought, well, GPT is going to be good for like creative stuff, and that's it. But yeah, then I started realizing like I can just like rubber ducking basically is what I'm doing. So yeah, but I can basically just talk to GPT and be like, how would you set up this thing, you know? And I've even went in and put in like instructions and like, you know, on how to like respond and everything, and like told it like I only used like blueprints, so don't give me C++ suggestions unless it's necessary, or if I ask for them. Like I have a bunch of instructions about that and stuff like that in there. And I even told it like, you know, like I want you to be like witty and like kind, but also like brutally honest when necessary and things like that. Like I've just like, you know, defined its personality and stuff, and it definitely helps like having all that custom stuff in there, because then you get more of a like tailored response. And I'm not like delusional enough to think that I'm actually making a friend through GPT. Like I know better. I do fully understand that I'm talking to AI, and I understand how large language models work, because I'm very much into that like space, or at least I was. I've kind of fallen off it now. So yeah, I'm not delusional here. I know that this is not my friend. I know there's no emotions on the other side of this, and it's entirely like fabricated, like, you know, care or whatever. But it does help, and I've seen a lot of people talk about how they use GPT for like therapy and stuff because they couldn't afford therapy, and it has like changed their lives. You're not judging? Do you pay for it? Yeah, I do. I pay $20 a month for it. I think it's well worth it. In fact, Jana started using my account too recently for things, and but lately I've told her like you should just get your own account, because they have a new projects thing now where you can like group your chats by projects, which is way handy, so you can like find them all immediately and then like jump back and forth between different chats and talk about different things in a project. So I have one for my mouse game, which I'm still not revealing the name of, and so I have like 15 chats in there. One is like about lore, and one is about like game mechanics, and one is about like just like a bunch of stuff. And so it's like really nice having that in there. But yeah, so Jana's been using my GPT, and so every once in a while I click on it and I'm like, why is there like this whole thing about how the PTA works? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Jana's been talking to GPT. Moving on. Sorry, I'm missing chat. Do I pay for GPT? Yeah, or use much free services you have access to? Nope, I pay for it, and I honestly think it's probably my most used paid service ever. Like I also pay for YouTube right now. I got a deal or something, I don't remember, so I paid for like 3 months. I don't know if I'm gonna keep paying for that. I think I'd rather just watch the ads and hit skip the ads, you know? But like, I don't know, there's a lot of things I pay for. Like I was just paying for Streamlabs. I actually need to cancel that still. That I don't need to be paying for, and sometimes it's like this $20 is extra is worth it. I'm actually thinking about starting up a subscription model or a subscription service with Suno to generate background music for my YouTube videos. Because as much as I'd love to pay for custom music, that's not going to happen because that's way too much money, and I cannot afford that for a YouTube video because we don't make any money on YouTube videos right now. So anyway, but yeah, I think GPT is well worth the $20 a month. And like I said, I use it every single day for like random things too. Like I literally have, we've probably cooked like 6 different recipes given us to by GPT, and only one of them was kind of like a meh. Like every other one was great. Like they were just fine. We use it for like parenting advice. Often I follow up with other places, but like it just finds stuff on the internet, and it kind of just finds like the general like consensus, you know, so it's pretty good. We ask it about like, how long is this food good past the expiration date, or how long can I keep this in the fridge for, things like that, you know. Like there's like tons of questions like that you can just ask, and it's just so handy having it there. And I used to use Google for that kind of stuff all the time, because we have a Google Homes around the house, and I really wish that GPT had something like that where I could just be like, hey GPT, like how long do I need to reheat this pizza for in the oven or whatever. Like that kind of stuff is so handy, and like opening my phone and having to type it in is kind of annoying. And they have a voice function too, and I just don't use it because it feels kind of awkward right now. But it'd be so nice if I could just use a voice command to do that. And Google sucks. Like I used to love it, and I used it for everything. We'd always ask Google like questions like that, but it always like 90% of the time it'd be like, this is what I found on search, and then just read you like the first like 10 lines from a website, and you'd be like, this is not useful. Like that's just an intro. Like I didn't learn anything there. But like GPT is like way better at that kind of stuff. And you can ask for sources, and you can ask for like facts and stuff. And I really should just be sponsored by OpenAI, I guess, because I'm really pushing them hard right now. Anyway, sorry. Does paid for chat GPT remember your conversation from a year prior, or it has a history or a memory, and it only gives you so much memory, and then you have to start deleting stuff, unfortunately. I think I think it like auto deletes things, but I could be wrong. But I went through and deleted some stuff that it was like, and sometimes it doesn't really know what to save. So sometimes it's like, okay, I'll remember that you're having peas with your steak dinner tonight. And it's like, please don't remember that. Like, you're just clogging up my history. Like you don't need to know that thing. But for the most part, it's pretty good. And yeah, it does remember things. Like the game jam thing, I was actually asking for advice on how to respond to that email. There you go. I never copy paste text from GPT unless it's something that I really don't care about. Like, it's like, I just need a follow-up response or something to this and I don't feel like writing it. Like, that kind of stuff's fine. I would never like generate a whole script through GPT, though I have tested it before. I've tried before. I did like an intro through GPT. I was like, I need something more lively, and it gave me one. And then I just don't deliver on the level of liveliness that it gave me. And so I actually got comments saying like, wow, you sound so fake in this video and stuff. And I was like, yep, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, won't do that ever again. So that was regrettable. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, GPT is pretty great. I got onto a little bit of a tangent there, I think. But yeah, it does remember your things. So, oh, right. So when I was, I talked about in fact, I used GPT a whole lot through that game jam to like get advice on how to like, build things and stuff like that, which I don't know if that's cheating or not. I don't know. I hope not. I didn't like use anything generated. It was just to get ideas and to talk about like building narrative and stuff like that. But yes, but I also talked about the jam and like, you know, like we talked about how many games did it enter and stuff like that. So when I also did a lot of use GPT for a lot of the like terms of service for the jam, because there's a lot of weird language in there talking about like you have to talk to them first before you can publish your game, whatever. And so like I wanted to like GPT to just like give that a run through and like give me its opinion on how that works, you know, and that worked well. So anyway, yeah, when I wanted a follow-up email, I said, hey, do you remember the game jam that I did a couple months ago? I'm following up on this email and this is what they said, what should I say? And then it was like, yeah, I remember that, and then went and told me about it. So yeah, like it remembers all kinds of stuff. I think it's well worth it. I don't know if it remembers things from like a year back. I assume it does. So, but many people are replacing Google with GPT. I think I find it easier to get answers on GPT. 100%, yeah, 100% easier. They know your full legal name, address, and all. I just use Nintendo songs for YouTube. So GPT can remember things about you, but it all comes down to the context size. Move away from GPT a bit, but it's got a hyping issue. I prefer Gemini or Claude. Okay, yeah, so GPT does have a hyping issue. I think you mean like it hypes you up too much and every idea you give it is a good idea, and that is 100% true. I like to think that I understand when I'm being hyped up a little bit. Like for example, I had my mom and I were on the phone because her and I both have a lot of anxiety, like social anxiety and things like that. And she was talking about her trip to New York recently to visit my brother and how she had a lot of anxiety in the airport. And we were joking about how like Uber is like really handy to get like a ride to and from airports, whatever. And I was like, they should make an Uber sort of like service where you can hire like an anxiety buddy who just like is a person who does not have anxiety or social issues and is like more outgoing. And they just come out and hang out with you and do dumb tasks that you would have anxiety to do, like go to the dentist or get on a plane or go to the DMV and things like that, right? And they would just drive you there and chat with you about it and like help you feel better about it. And they'd go in with you if they can, you know, when they can or whatever, when it's comfortable, when it's allowed or whatever. And they just wait for you and then take you home or whatever. And I was like, that'd be so cool. So I asked GPT and I was like, is this a service that like exists somewhere, or is this something that people should make? And it went all out on like, you should start this. This is amazing. This would be a great thing. And I'm like, whoa. How much work would this actually take? Because you're hyping me up a little bit. And I like it. I like the idea of it, but I feel like this is going to be like, you know, 3 years of work to like set something like this up. And it definitely was. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. And it was like, yeah, understood. Probably too much work for you anyway. I'm like, yeah, you think? So anyway, hire me now. I'll join you as a friend. Isn't that a cool idea though? If you're skeptical, it works great. 100%. Yeah, I think you have to have a head on your shoulders to like use GPT properly, I think. Probably all AI, to be honest. And I think that's going to be the downfall of a lot of people when everyone starts switching to AI. A lot of people do not realize like they don't have that sort of like logical, like skeptical outlook on life, and so they're just going to take everything at face value, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I was a genius, this is a great idea, and then going to throw money away on things, and like, yeah, it's going to be dangerous. But I don't know, I think we're going to have a lot more like, you know, how to use AI, you know, safely and things like that in the future. Cloud is probably the best at learning and explaining, and Gemini is just as good, if not slightly better than GPT until 4.1. Really? I don't know. Honestly, I like how I like the GPT like setup. I have a tab with GPT open every single day. Like, it's always open. I really like the layout and how easy it is to use. I do wish there were more features. Like, there's a couple things that I run into I really wish that like existed. Like for a while I was like, why is there not a search function so I can just search for like, you know, old content and stuff like that I've talked about, and now there is. That's nice. Like I said, I really wish there was just like what I want. This is what I want, and I want to like make this. I don't know how they even start to make this, so I won't be making this, but I would love to make this. I just want like an ear, what's this called? What's it called when you an earpiece? Thank you. Thank you, brain, for telling me what things are called. I want like an earpiece that probably just connects to your phone, right? That just like syncs with GPT, so you can just like press the button and it like you can immediately start talking to it, right? Have you guys ever seen like the AI pin thing that those people made, or like the rabbit device? Both of those were kind of stupid in my opinion. Like, I understand that like it's handy to have a screen, but you already have a phone. Everyone already has a phone. We may as well just lean in on that. I don't think we're going away from phones anytime soon. Maybe in the next 10-15 years we might see us going away from it for like a more hands-free thing, especially since a lot of people are like detoxing, you know, right now, so it might actually be a thing we see in the future. GPT also recently had a tuning where it was scarily sycophantic. OpenAI has since fixed that though. Yeah, I've seen it definitely has some weird tuning issues. Like the other day I was using it and it started calling me bro and dude, and I was like, what? You're an AI, like you're not gonna call me man and dude and bro. Like, this is just weird. So I went in and like customize, like into my customization, and I was like, don't call me bro or dude. Like, we're not buddies. You are my assistant. Like, you can act friendly. I want you to be friendly and kind and like, you know, like witty, and you know, like you can make jokes, but I don't want you calling me bro. It's so weird. The ones that only had AI help but was actually just a phone. Yes, exactly. Arrow, yeah. But the pin one was really stupid, I think, because like it had like a projector on for your hand. You like hold your hand out and like projects like a screen onto it, and then you can like touch it and stuff. And I was like, this is never gonna work. We're like 20 years away from this technology working, and there's just no chance. And even then, I'm skeptical that that'll ever be a thing. Like, there's also, have you guys ever seen like the holographic keyboards? It's like the same technology. Like, it like works 60% of the time, and it's like, well, if your keyboard's gonna work 60% of the time, it doesn't matter how cool it looks on your desk. It's not worth it. So yeah, I think those are stupid. I really think that we need like an earpiece that just headphones basically, that just, you press a button, it automatically like starts a conversation, or like lets you respond to a conversation with GPT, and you can use commands like I don't know, maybe you don't even need a new conversation if you're just talking. But like, how cool would that be if you could just ask GPT questions? It'd be really cool if it had like a camera on it too, but I think that's pushing it a little bit. Anyway, sorry, my voice is going out already. You guys do this. You guys get me into these like major rants, and we go like 20 minutes not doing any work at all. Or longer. It's been like an hour. Oh, and our new YouTube video just went live. You guys should go watch it. Give me some early views. Hang on, I'm pulling it up for you. Maybe. Has 9 views. You get to see how disgusting my old graphics tablet was. That might be worth it. Go check it out. That's streaming for you. Yeah. Yeah, check out my video. It is a review video for the new Huion Canvas 16 Gen 3, which is pretty nice. I'm not using it every day like I was hoping I would, but it is pretty cool. You pre-liked it? Thank you, Arrow. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you could just, I mean, I also do some painting in it, so if you just, and I put chapters on so you can skip ahead to the painting section if you just want to see me paint the Delver's Pass map, which is going to be out in the next update whenever that is, because it's been black and white for a long time and it really needs to be painted. So it's painted now, it's 100% finished now, ready to go in. Just haven't got it in yet. But yeah, it's just a review video. I really needed a new tablet and they offered, and I was like, and I was already planning on spending $400 on one anyway. And so I and I ended up getting the iPad instead. And so but it's funny because I reached out to them and I was like, I don't think you're going to want to sponsor one of my videos, or like, let me review one of your tablets for free. But in case you are, I'm interested. Here's my channel, blah, 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 you know. No, I was less deprecating than that, self-deprecating than that. But, yeah, and then I was like, I didn't hear anything back for like a few weeks, and I was like, whatever. And I was like already really comparing like buying a new tablet versus like an iPad and stuff like that. And I finally decided to bite the bullet for the iPad because we just won the game jam and I had $5,000, and I was like, I'm gonna spend $1,000 on a new iPad as my reward for getting second place in the game jam. I think I deserve it. So I did that, and I've been using the iPad and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I've been using it for sculpting and video editing and drawing, and I've been drawing more than I've drawn in literally years and years and years, like for sure. It's been like probably 15 years since I've drawn this much, and I'm loving it a lot. I really miss drawing, and I just like, when I get in bed at night, I just lay down and I sketch something out, and like, you know, and I usually end up inking it and painting it because I like inking so much that, and then once you've inked it, it's like you gotta paint it now. It's just like a coloring book. You're just ready to go. So anyway, I love the process. I'm not very good at it yet. I'm still not a very good artist, but I feel like I am getting better, at least more comfortable, and I'm trying to find more like styles that fit me. But anyway, but yeah, and then like I got the iPad, and then like a couple days later, I got an email from Huion, and they're like, "Hey, we want to send you this tablet," and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So I did it because I was like, I can't say no to a free like $400 like Huion tablet. This will be cool, and this is more in line with the channel because it's like, you know, a lot of people who make video games need to do game art. Or some sort of drawing or something, or sculpting or whatever. And so I thought it fit in. I wish I would have done sculpting on it. The problem is I don't have my subscription to ZBrush right now, and I'm not confident at all in Blender. And I wish that I would have just said I'm gonna learn Blender with this new tablet or something and just sculpt it in Blender, but I was too scared to do it. So not confident enough yet. But anyway, yeah, so I thought it fit more in line with the channel and it wouldn't be as terrible as the light bar review. For some reason, the light bar review has over 100,000 views right now. I have no idea why that review just took off. I don't think this one's gonna do the same, but you know, it would be cool. Most of the Canvas reviews on like really big like art channels and stuff like that have like 10,000 views, so I'm not expecting this to go anywhere. But I am trying to keep with a weekly upload schedule, and this made sense, and it forced me to get a video out, and that's what I'm trying to do. I also have another offer from, and I'm just gonna say it, I won't say how much it is, from Xsolla, but I don't know if I don't know anything about Xsolla other than like they're like kind of a competitor to Steam, and I feel like probably not gonna fit the channel very well, so I think I'm gonna deny that one. It's not a ton of money, so. But yeah, it's just nice having like some sponsorships because then it forces me to like actually get videos out. So yeah, weekly video upload schedule is still on track. Only 2 in, but we're cooking and I'm happy with it. So there'll be another one out next Thursday, and it's gonna be Thursdays at 11 a.m. every week. Xsolla has some cool stuff. Maybe I'll do it. So the problem is it's a 60 to 90 second like segment, so it's like a sponsorship, not like a whole video or anything like that. And I don't want to do a whole video on it anyway because I don't know anything about it, and I don't think I'll ever be using it in the future. But what I was thinking is they're just probably gonna give me some talking points anyway since it's sponsored. So I was thinking maybe what I'll do is I will do a video on like Steam and like getting your game out early on Steam and getting why you should get your like page out early, and like how early you should get it out, and like the benefits. Maybe we'll talk about early access, I don't know, things like that. Maybe I'll just do like a video on like launching on Steam, and then I could transition into like, and if for some reason you don't want to launch on Steam, I guess Xsolla is a good, you know, alternative that's why this video is sponsored. But I also feel like that's a weird conflict of interest where I'm like telling you like release your game on Steam, and then I'm like, oh yeah, also here's a competitor to Steam that you can use if you want to, but definitely use Steam because it's great. So I don't know if I don't know. I can't see a video where I can like fit that in, unless I'm talking about something completely irrelevant, and I don't know about that either. So I think I'm gonna deny it for now, or maybe I'll just like tell them I don't have any videos or any slots available for this month, and but maybe next month or something, and I'll keep them on the hook for a little bit till I come up with one. If you guys have ideas for how I can integrate an Xsolla sponsorship in, let me know, because I wouldn't mind doing it. I mean, anytime I have a sponsorship where I just have to do like a 60-second segment and I get paid for it, it's like, it's a win, right? Because like that's money per video. If I have a sponsored video every single video and I'm getting 4 videos out a month, that's, you know, upwards of like $1,000 a month, and that would be absolutely fantastic. So it's hard to say no to those. So I don't know, maybe we'll do it. And if the channel starts taking off again, or at least growing again, then maybe I can ask for more money for sponsorships and actually pay some bills with the sponsorships. That'd be cool. I don't know much about Xsolla, but I thought they offered monetization services and tools for your game devs. I think they do, but I think that if you launch a game through Steam, they already have built-in monetization and like things like that. And I think that that's where I don't know if they're compatible. I can do more research. I did a quick GPT, like what is Xsolla? How does it, you know, work, whatever. But I think it gave me wrong information because it was saying that like you can't use it with Steam, and I've noticed lately with like GPT, there's a lot of things like that where you really have to take it with a grain of salt and do your own research or ask for sources, whatever, and then look at the sources yourself. So maybe it's for cross-platform stuff. Maybe I'll look into it more. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just reach out to them and say, I don't know how this would fit in because I'm pro Steam, release my games on Steam. Does this work for that? And just ask them, because like if they want me to sponsor, then they should give me all the information, right? That makes perfect sense. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, moving on, let's do some actual work here. Okay, we're now saving which tab we were on last. Now all we have to do is make sure that when the inventory actually opens, we are actually doing that. Oh wait, no, we're not doing that. Hold on, we're gonna do shoot, what's it called? Update last open tab. Okay, done. Now we're saving every single time we change tabs, so we'll know what we had it on last. You know, we could also do this when we close the inventory. Like we could just store this as a variable, which is, oh, we already are. And then instead we just do this when we close the inventory, so we're not saving every single time you switch tabs. Let's do that. Right now, the only way to close the inventory, I think you can press escape too. Do I have like a close inventory on the, oh, where is it? Probably the HUD. Because I definitely do the pop out thing. Pop in inventory. Forward, reverse. On clicked widget inventory button. On close inventory. This doesn't give me the tab I was in though, so that sucks. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, I can probably just do get filter. Nope. Widget inventory object. I need the widget or the inventory component. I think I can do that. Yeah, inventory component, get filter. Paste. Okay, so let's just do this. here. Yeah, we'll wait till we actually close it. Because if there, for some reason, you're able to like click back and forth really fast and you don't actually close it, we don't want to be saving every single time you do that. So we'll only do it when we actually finish the close animation. That's when we'll actually get the filter and save it. Cool. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay, now we're saving it. Now we need to just, when we open it, we need to actually initialize it, which you'd think we would do that here when we play the animation. But I think we're... Hold on. If I press play, I open my inventory and I go to my key items and I open it again, it stays there. So I only need to do it on begin play then, when I first create the widget. So I can do that on the HUD. We can just do this on like init inventory anim. I don't know where I'm using that or if I'm using that. We'll just do event construct. I have like a... Get save, no, get player. I feel like I should make a blueprint function that just says like get player save or get save data, because we're using this a lot. So get player controller, cast to player controller, get save data, return save data. Okay. We should maybe check to see if this exists. It's fine. Okay, so widget HUD, we'll just do get save data. Boom. And then we can break this and hide all of these and show just this one. And we'll grab our widget inventory and do actually... What do we do here? Update filter toggle. Okay, inventory component. So we just need to do this then. Literally just need this. Cancel. I wonder if I can just do this. I'll go look at what the other one is. We don't need this at all. You know, I'm kind of mad. So UE 5.5 launched semi-recently. This is 5.4 because this is what was out when I started this project. And 5.5, when you make a new comment, it makes it like this dark gray, which is really nice. And like setting it to dark gray is not very easy, you know, to make it consistent, because that's like sit and find the right gray color. It's about that color, and it looks great. But that's like takes a lot of extra time to do that. So I usually just make them black because that's just what works and it's just faster. And just slide it down real quick and be done. And it's less of an eyesore when you have all these white comments. And I think you can set the default color for comments. Let's look. Let's look. Let's just, instead of complaining about this, it'll probably take the same amount of time just to fix it. You could do direct sales with Xsolla. You could even sell Steam keys on your own website. Yes, you can do that, and that might be a really good thing to talk about. Or a good transition is like, if you don't want to rely on Steam and you want to sell your own game, or sell your game through your own website or whatever, then check out today's sponsor. That might be a good transition. Maybe. We're looking for comment. Add comment, graph editor material. Default comment node title color. Son of a gun. I should have known this was a thing. It's a little dark, but it's probably fine actually. We'll go a little later. Actually, you know what I could do? Cancel. Copy that. Can't do that. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, please don't crash. Oh god. That's not the same color, is it? Yes, it is. Cool. That saves us some time, I guess. Okay, I think this will work then. Now, so we're updating the filter, but wait, there is another thing we're doing in here. Widget inventory, update filter toggle. What does this do? Oh, I do need to do that. So this is on the widget inventory itself. That's okay, that's an easy fix. Go back here. Widget button, general. Oh, shoot. Unfortunately, I have to know which one of these to pick, which is really dumb, to be honest. It's okay. That's fine. We'll do it. HUD. And then we do a select on this, and we're gonna grab our widget inventory and do update filter toggle. That goes into here. We go here. I don't know. It's gonna be ugly. Whatever. What? Get button. Widget button general. That's what it's called. Get equip. Possibly just leave it like that, huh? Okay, problem solved. All right, let's test it. Oh, I guess we didn't have to open a level to do this. Okay, we're in consumables. That was the default one. That's good. Now we're in key items. We close this. Now I'm wondering if we shouldn't save it when we close it, because if you change it and then close the game, it's fine. I guess we could also save it when we, I don't know. It's fine. Wait, just stop. Okay, play. Inventory. That didn't work. Okay, let's try again. Let's put a breakpoint on here. And let's put one on the HUD. No, on the inventory. No, where was it? We'll just put it here. Make sure it saves properly. I didn't call that function at all then. Oh. Okay, so we need to do split this off here. No. Oh my god, can I please move you? Thank you. We'll put it way down here. And then when we start, we will call it here. There we go. Okay, let's make sure we actually have this. No debug data. Can I not see? Why? Why does it do this? I hate that I can't read this. Okay, step into, because then you're going to tell me what it is, right? Consumable. Okay, play. So I should open this. It should be consumable. Yes, excellent. Go into the level. It doesn't matter if we go into level, but we're doing this. Okay, great. Let's do this and make sure it's still consumable. We'll just hit play. Yes. Okay, okay. Wait, did I change the tab? Go to equipment. Close it. Saves. Is doing equipment. Save games working. Okay, good. Open it up back up. We're still in equipment. Great. Save main again. That's probably fine, I guess. We could also check to see if the last one, let's do that really quick. Actually, here, let's just test to see if it worked. It did not. Why? This might be an issue where this save data has not been set up properly yet, or, oh, you know what's probably happening? What's probably happening? Somewhere in here, when we set up this data, load data. Nope, we're just setting it. Let's put a breakpoint on this. Let's hit play and see which one triggers first. Yeah, that's what I thought. This triggers before our load data triggers, which sucks. So what we'll do here is break this. My stomach is growling. I did not eat enough breakfast, I guess. Fine. No. Cast to controller. And let's do bind, finish loading. We can also just set this up. We can make this into a function somewhere else. And then whenever we call this, whenever, like I think we're using this somewhere else. Mode, challenge, adventure. Oh, that's the HUD. That's where we're already at. That's the perfect place to do it. But yeah, we're not doing anywhere else that's like makes sense except for game mode. Fine, but we want to do this on the title game mode as well. Not title, but the map game mode. So I guess the HUD is the best place to do this. Now when we hit play, load data happens first, we hit play, and then we get saved data. Hit play again. Now we're on equipment. Now we're on this one, we close that. Great, press play. Open still works. Press play, load data, save data, open it. Beautiful. Okay, now it saves where you were at last. That's so good. Another nice thing would be to save if it was open or not last. But I think it's fine if you have to open it, reopen it again when you open the game. Anyway, that's done. Okay, let's move that over. That should not have taken as long as it did. A lot of this kind of stuff is like, if you don't work on your game for a while, then this kind of stuff is really annoying. Start on consumables tab. Okay, add gamepad support for virtual cursor. How do you guys feel about that? Do you like, I think this could work really well on touch. One problem with touch is that you can't really hover. Right? So for example, let's turn off these breakpoints. Uh-oh. I guess we broke something. So when I hover over things, oh yeah. How are we gonna do this then? I think we'd have to do a thing where like if we were on mobile, you touch it once and this would come up and then you could tap it again to actually activate it. So it'd be like a selection state. That wouldn't be too hard to do, I guess. I think this would work really well on mobile, and I think like we have enough like requests for it. It's probably worth doing. But maybe it's a situation where like we launch it first, and if it totally flops and we make like, you know, $2,000 and then it's done, then like it's like, oh well, maybe we don't do a mobile version. Tap to reveal, double tap. Yeah, I think it would just be tap once to reveal and just like select it, right? And this would happen and nothing would change. And if you tap something else, it would deselect that last one, and you would like, that would just with that, right? And then you just touch it again to actually have it actually do something. I think that makes perfect sense. Yeah, okay. But I don't think we're gonna set that up today. As far as gamepad support goes, that seems complicated. We can set up the virtual cursor so it'll control your mouse, right? So the gamepad will move your mouse around. It might be annoying. Do you guys think it's worth it? Because then we could do Steam Deck support. I think we could also do a thing where like it, like when you get within like range, like around here or whatever, it'll like snap to it. So we'll have like a fake cursor that shows up that you're moving, and then that'll snap to the closest thing or whatever. And when you keep moving the cursor off it behind the scenes, and it'll snap off and then go back to where else, you know. That might feel okay. This one might work as a Switch game, just saying. I think it would work for a Switch game, but we need gamepad support. The Switch doesn't have touchscreen, and even if it did, when I've seen people play the Switch, I don't know, I guess I do see a lot of people playing it mobile. I prefer the Switch with controllers and like having it hooked up to the TV, but then again, I don't really go places a lot. I'm not like going to school every day and stuff like that. But when I was going to like summer camp for like 3 weeks in the summer, for Girls Make Games, I was bringing my Steam Deck every day, and playing it on the way home, or on the way there and way home. Could you not take advantage of the Switch 2's mouse-like features with their Joy-Cons now? I don't know what that is. Switch 2 mouse mode. The Nintendo Switch 2's Joy-Cons feature a mouse mode where they can be used as like a traditional mouse, according to Nintendo. How does that work? Can I find a YouTube video that isn't a short? That's fine, we'll use a short. Oh, it's not a short. I don't like you guys seeing all my suggested videos. Hold on, we have music playing and all kinds of stuff going on.
It's official, Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con 2 will have mouse functionality on the console.
What?
We're seeing that with Super Mario Party Jamboree with its new mode and mouse controls. So what's really impressive is it's not just mouse functionality. It has quite a lot, just like the Wii remote all those years ago in 2006. There's actually quite a lot of different applications for it. You can click and drag, you can pick it up and shake it to say refill a graffiti can, and there was another mode where you could drag letters into various folders on a virtual PC. But yeah, it feels very smooth. I think what's particularly impressive about this is they've taken, like, again, a very simple concept, like you saw with the Wii remote or even the original Joy-Con, and there's just so many applications to it. Loads of fun. There's loads of cool concepts for this. I think the one thing that was a little strange is there was no actual mouse controls in the menus themselves. Bit of a strange omission, especially as we know Civilization 7 is coming with a Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrade with mouse control. So hopefully this is something they can address before launch. I've also played Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and as a fan of the Metroid Prime series, as well as Metroid in general, I'm really impressed so far. We played what I believe was the introductory segment, which was initially shown at the gameplay of the game from the Nintendo Direct last year.
This is honestly kind of a game changer. This is really clever. So the problem though is that you need a freaking mouse pad, right? Like, you're not gonna just be sitting on the couch using that as a mouse, and that's where you're gonna be playing this game, right? So I don't know. I mean, we could, it would definitely be huge, right? That'd be so great to do that. One, I would need a dev kit, which I'm 100% willing to pay for if this game does okay on Steam, because when is the Switch 2 come out? You guys know when it comes out? You can also use virtual mouse for controller sticks. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. Let's go see if there's a good plugin for it. Never mind. Let's go to Fab. I always forget. Fab. I really hate this marketplace so much. Okay, let's look for virtual cursor. Unreal Engine. Okay, or don't click Unreal Engine. That's fine too. But is this work? I mean... Not really what I wanted to click on, but it seemed like that was gonna work. Kind of looks like this one is the only one. Virtual joystick for $10. Wait, no, virtual joystick's probably not what I want. It's probably just this one. Is there really not any more options? What is Titan UMG? I wouldn't mind like a full featured like thing that just has that as an option if there's other elements I could use that I would like. There might be a free one that's like just on we're using one for Swords and Magic. I don't love it, but it does work, so maybe that's an option. You know, we could also just like fake it. You make it work for Steam Deck. I wouldn't think Switch would be any different though. I guarantee there's gonna be some changes. What's up, Peter? Welcome in. I guarantee there's gonna be some different things, but I don't think they're gonna be crazy. I think it'll be fine. I think the difference is gonna be just like some like API stuff that I have to like plug in. Like if using Switch, then like using an input or something. But I could be wrong. June 5th. Well, I don't know if we're gonna have this game out by June 5th. Because that's in less than a month. So there's a really good chance that we can actually get a dev kit. What does it take to get, can you get a dev kit? I assume that they probably just have it closed off right now. Okay. I just clicked on a Reddit post because I couldn't read the whole thing, and it's just Tom Henderson heard from 2 sources that the Switch 2 dev kits or some of the dev kits don't have a 4K output. I just feel like this is really uneventful news. Do you really need a 4K output for your dev kit? I mean, is that a big deal? I guess it probably is for like bigger studios. Huge rumor about the Nintendo Switch dev kits. Some of them may not have 4K output. What is the deal, guys? Who cares? I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Nintendo Switch 2 dev kits are not available. This time we are not accepting requests for access to the development environment kit for Nintendo Switch 2. We'll post another announcement. Yes, that was 8 days ago. So it's probably gonna be a while before I can get one anyway. So this, I mean, there's good. They said people would get them in June. Only a few trusted partners and large companies have them ahead of time. It makes sense. This would be huge if I could get this. If I get a dev kit and get this out on Switch 2 in the first like 3 to 6 months that when the Switch comes out, that could be huge. That's what happened with the first Switch. Is so many people, like the people who got their games on there first, made like lots of money because there just were not that many games on the Switch 2 or the Switch when it first came out. Because the Switch 2 is backward compatible with the Switch, though, right? I'm pretty sure I read that was. I don't think it's gonna be as drastic. Because I don't think you could play Wii games on the Switch, or Wii U games, meaning that there was like no games available for the Switch when it first came out. So Switch 2 is going to be less insane, but still, that would still be nice to get on there. Virtual joystick cursor, Windows system settings widget. What is this? What is this actually? A media player? This seems like unnecessary amounts of complexity. You can grab the top to move around the window. Okay, this actually might be pretty cool. Maybe this actually would be useful. The toolbox of UI has many widgets that can speed up or improve your UI in your project or be used as a template. I wonder if I could just swap out some of my widgets for that kind of stuff, for like the dragging and stuff. Key prompts can be placed as widgets. Can be placed as rich text decorators in the middle of text. Got it. Easy. I wonder if this is worth $50. What is this? I don't. Should we watch a demonstration video? It does have virtual cursor, and I assume with all this complexity that it's gonna feel pretty good, but who knows? It doesn't have any ratings, and it is $50. It has 65 blueprints. I assume those are just widgets. 40 C++ classes, so it's nice to know. Replicated for tools that need replications. That's cool too. Okay, I'll look into this one for sure. This one is $25. At least has ratings. It's not perfect. Wish I could read some reviews. Do they have reviews yet? Doesn't look like it. You know what one of the issues, right. The problem with the virtual cursor and the problem with building your own, like we can do it, I'm sure we can do it. But the problem with building your own is that you can't just replicate like a mouse through blueprints, because you can't do virtual like mouse inputs. So if you want to like press the A key to like, and you want that to just simulate a left click, you can't do that. Right? Am I crazy? There's an issue with it, I'm Riz. Anyway, whatever, we'll look into this. I think virtual cursor is a really good idea. I don't think this is what we think it is. This is not what I wanted. Okay, so I have these two that I want to be looking at. It looks like there's only two options. I guess I can just go find what I'm using for Swords of Magic 2 and that'll work. But yeah, I do think the virtual cursor and the mouse support would be really handy for Switch 2, but also just virtual cursor for gamepad at all, for PC or any consoles you might want to launch on. I don't know. That's the thing, is like this would be it'd be really cool to launch on a bunch of different consoles for this. I kind of want to just launch this everywhere we possibly can, obviously, for good reason. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it here today. We didn't get a lot done, but we did do a lot of chatting, and that was fun. Because Jana and I have plans to paint this room, and I want to leave some time so we actually have time to do it before Abby gets home in a few hours. And I'm ready for lunch, so. Wouldn't it work like if you were controlling a 2D character, kind of? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is I'd probably just have a virtual like thing that you just move around the screen, and that would work. The problem is then I have to like do like I don't know, I have to like check collisions and stuff, and like that's fine, I guess. I don't know, I'm sure I can make it work. Maybe it's worth it to just do it manually. I don't know, I'll think about it. I'll brainstorm. Maybe I'll talk to GPT about it. All right, you guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out today. I'm not gonna raid anybody, we're just gonna end the stream, but I appreciate you being here. It was nice of you. Thank you guys for the handful of resubs. Appreciate it. I need to get the credits scene working again. Maybe I can actually do that really quick. Hang on. Let's see if we can get the credits rolling. Wait. Hold on. Getting there. And credits. Does that work? It looks like I need to set them up again. They're like broken. They're not working. That's okay. Anyway, all right, I'll catch you guys later. See you on Tuesday. Have fun painting. Thanks, appreciate it. Maybe I'll post more of my paintings on Discord. Okay, bye guys.